Hello and welcome back to the Canceled Podcast.
Woo! Change of scenery. We are at my house.
I'm loving this.
I'm so gorgeous. It too. It just looks like a normal day in my apartment. Like
it's just you're so good at like decorating. Like it's so crazy, all the bits and bobs and vases and
the same way with like anything, the way I get dressed, the way I decorate, everything is always the same. It's like I copied something else.
But I just, it works. I like the fact that you thought to put an orange rug here is actually like mind blowing. It was
supposed to be maroon.
But still, I just like I can't interior decorate to save my life.
I think you can. I think you just always have such big spaces that you can't like curate like one specific vision. Like
couches never touching the wall.
My vision ever. The couch and the wall don't know each other. My vision is always like I want maximalist. I do not subscribe to the like very clean modern look. Did you guys see what they did to the Home Alone house?
Wait, no. What they do to the Home Alone house?
Oh no.
Oh, you guys are gonna be heartbroken.
Did they
Did they 16 glam
This is like a death. This is like a death.
No.
That makes me did they paint the brick white?
Home Alone house before and
I'm imagining
after.
white and gray marble. And I was that bitch for so long. Listen,
we all were.
I really was. I remember I had like no money and I was looking up how to like put white and gray marble in my like parents' house and like was gonna buy like sticky patches.
It's like essentially this across the entire house.
Oh, that's so sad.
That's really disgraceful.
And like I love like wallpaper and carpet and colors and like I know that most people don't like carpet these days, but I just think it's gonna make a comeback any day now.
I hate modern architecture so fucking much.
Me too. And just honestly, the color white anywhere in a house,
like buildings are losing all of their character, and it makes me so fucking sad.
I know. Yeah, you go to like she was saying like when she was in Europe, like everything is like so gorgeous and perfect, and ours is like made of like stucco and fucking.
I can't believe men chiseled that shit in Europe. Like I'll never get over that. Like statues. Like what do you mean?
What gets me is the pyramids. Like how the fuck did you guys do that?
Yeah, it's kind of fucking crazy.
They could do that on the challenge.
I want to apologize to everyone because I'm going to be sniffling into the mic the entire time. I'm like
ASMR.
I think we're all sick. Everyone is sick in LA right now.
Did you guys see? You just saw Liz Gillies.
Oh yeah, I did see Liz Gillies.
That's so. I'm obsessed with her.
It was so. The fact that I keep catching the +1 invite to Seth MacFarlane's Christmas party with Miss Trevi Moran is so iconic. I can't even deal.
So good.
It's so funny too. It's like because it was literally in the middle of Hollywood, like across from Barlease. Like think about the difference in those two.
Where did I just go right there? So like there's a lot like right in that little area.
Yeah. But like everyone there was like 60. Like I feel like if you averaged out the age of all the people there, like 60. And I wore this dress with like a heart cutout, Sabrina Carpenter style. And I was like, I am the whore of the town. I am literally
the town bike,
the town hole.
No, like, those are the best places, and no one appreciates a slutty outfit quite like an old man.
No, but I know. But then I was just watching the wives. Like it just, I hate being that whore.
I understand that.
I needed a fucking floor length gown. So I needed a muumuu so bad. It was so great though. I love Seth MacFarlane so much, and him and Liz Gillies ate down.
It looked so fun. It looked star-studded.
I felt like I was in like a TikTok, like watching them. I was like, there's no way I'm watching this live.
I can't even like imagine seeing him in person.
It's definitely interesting too. Like I kind of like being in environments where I don't know people, because like it like forces you to like socialize in a different way. And I was definitely just socializing with all the oldies.
I feel that so hard. I like, you know, when you bring someone, or like when you're with a friend and that's like your crutch, and then you end up only talking to each other.
Yeah.
That happens to me so often that like I get so grateful when I'm like sent into like thrown in the water alone.
Mm-hmm. It forces you.
I'm like, and that's literally exactly how I'm going to be on the challenge.
I just had to go to this paper magazine thing, Dead Alone. Like they did no +1s for a reason to like curate
but you
a
posted with
certain vibe.
Lisa Rinna.
Yeah, they sat us next to each other. I was like, damn, like what a like lotto ticket for me. She was so sweet and nice. I mean, I love her daughters, so I was just kind of like, I love your daughters.
I wish she was my mom.
You know,
she would be such a fun mom.
I was telling her about my vape. It was cool.
Do you think she vapes? She for sure vapes.
I don't know. And she was just, we were talking about like hair, and she was, I don't know.
Can you believe those lips are real?
No way. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why Delilah and Amelia have them.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
I have like sick brain. Bird flu is going around.
I
in Los
definitely
Angeles.
have
I heard
it.
about that. And another one, bird flu and like meningitis, I think. Or something.
Great.
Or
That's
something like
crazy.
that. I always say some like things on Canceled that are like completely misinformed and just out of nowhere, and everyone's like, she's so stupid.
It's just like, what if you walked into the house and I was perched up like a bird cawing?
Wait, well, can I tell them what I witnessed like 3 days ago?
This is so embarrassing for me. I wasn't even going to bring it to the podcast. Like, I have to really eat this one. Go ahead.
No, speaking of like dressed like a bird cawing when I walk into the house 2 days ago. She's on all fours with a tail on, a mask on, and little paws going meow, meow. I walked right past her. I go, okay.
No, so I was trying to do a YouTube video. Makoa and I got into this whole conversation where I was like, hey, would you love me if I was a furry? Right? Duh.
Was this the video you were going to do like a whole week as a furry?
Yes. And so he was just kind of like clowning me. And he was like, no, literally a furry. He was clowning me and he was just being like, Tana, you could be a furry tomorrow. No one's going to like believe you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no matter how hard you commit to this, everyone's going to know it's for the bit. Like, you can't, whatever. And then I tried to be a furry and literally not one person reacted at all. Like, everyone was just like, yep, Tana's a furry today. And I was like, damn, like, you people really are just sick of my shit. No one gave a fuck that I was a furry, literally at all, which is so embarrassing. Like, imagine me having to go to bed, the psychological warfare that night. I was like, damn, like, I really was just on all fours. Like, my knees hurt.
No, you had to do something like a little bit more subtle that would be like believable.
No, but you know what's sad
I was eating food out of a bowl on the floor. Like,
well, I mean, like, don't commit to being a furry. Commit to being like a gym rat.
But like, you know what's sad too? Like
something that like is off, but like could happen.
If she took me aside and like really like sat me down for a one-on-one and she was like, Paige, like, I really have to confess something. I think I'm a furry at heart. I'd be like, shut the fuck up. And if she was serious, like, that'd be so sad. Like, even if you were serious, I wouldn't believe you.
It's because I like literally the only reason I'm still alive to this day is having a bit. Like, having a bit is the main thing that keeps me alive. And it's just like now.
What's your bit right now?
I don't actually know. The furry thing was just happened.
So I have confusion about furries personally because there were
obviously
like like rumors like floating around school. Like there was rumors that they all had to like have an orgy to like get in the group.
Okay.
Right?
Should we call in
You're
Kevin
saying
Gates?
Like I forgot Kevin Gates is a furry. It's like getting jumped into a gang, except you get fucked into being a furry.
That's what I mean. Then that's what I heard. That's why it was like such a scandal to be furry. And
well,
like,
when I was shopping for my tail, it was crazy that butt plug tails were just like a hop, skip, and a jump away. You know, like 2 clicks and you're a butt plug tail.
What store was that?
Amazon. Kind of crazy.
Okay, wait.
That's where I also think I fucked up. I think I should have gotten something really official and legit, like a $500.
A persona.
Yeah.
And I. Okay, honestly, if you had
persona is so funny.
I didn't know too much. I'm like, hold on. Anyway, I'm like, so if you guys were furries, what would you be? No,
why the fuck do you tell me? Do tell.
I don't know. That's just like common knowledge, right?
I mean, I guess it is now. I'm still trying.
Next question: do they choose an animal, or are they just like they have fur?
What do you mean?
That's such a good question. I don't know. See, I was a cat, and then I did realize in the process that I'm way more dog. And I was like, whoa, like, fuck this one up.
I don't think you're way more dog.
No, because I was like licking my hands to clean them and like meowing. And I was like, this isn't me.
You sleep all day, up all night. That's a cat.
Ooh. Knock things over all the time.
Yeah, push things off the counter just to piss people off. That's a cat thing.
Damn, maybe I am more cat. I don't know. I
Shit in a box cats.
I wasn't feeling it at all. I don't know.
Well, if your child came to you and asked or said like, Mom, I'm a furry, would you welcome them with open arms?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Really think I would be like Kevin Gates. I really think I would put that fucking tail on and be like, let's renegade.
You would.
I know I would.
Well, I guess I would just have questions because, again, my understanding of furries right now is like, oh, you had to have an orgy to get in. So if my kid comes home and says, I'm a furry, I'm moving her schools. You know what I mean? Like, that's concerning to me. That's not like a fun club to be in my experience.
That's why I have to have multiple kids because, like, one can be a furry, but I can't have one kid that's a furry. Like,
the other one has to be like the star QB.
Yeah, no, but see, then when you put it like that, it's like I would rather have a furry.
Fuck yeah.
Really?
I want to
imagine a long ass day at work and you come home and your kid's just on all, literally what happened to you. Your kid's just on all fours eating out of a bowl.
I would just like step right over them and be like, okay, come get your kibble.
Yeah, I feel like I've trained you to be completely unfazed by anything.
You are my child. Like you have put me through mommy boot camp.
You're going to be the best mom because you're going to be like, wow, how easy is this?
I know it's going to be a breeze.
It's like a newborn. She's like fucking cooking, she's cleaning, baby
Paige
on her
just
arm.
Always like goes so above and beyond with her like care for me. Obviously, like you're my best friend. but also just being my assistant. Like we're in the car and you're just like, does your tummy still hurt? And I'm like, Paige, you don't have to do that.
I like take pictures of her like it's her first day at school. Like she's going to like a red carpet. I'm like, wait, smile. I'm like, I packed your lunchbox.
Wait, that's cute though.
It is sweet.
She is my little baby.
I'm trying to think of real topics I have. I guess we should say before we get into the episode, this is our final episode that we're filming this year.
Wait,
So, aw.
piggybacking off of that, did we forget to do the annual Canceled Podcast Awards?
Sorry, bird flu. Oh my God, we did.
Or like we do that as our first episode of January?
We should do that as our first
wow.
episode of January. I forgot about that. You'd be funny. I feel like your categories would be funny too. We should all do that.
Wait, I can't wait.
Yeah, we have
I was just
to
thinking
do
about it
that.
because I saw something or I saw a clip of it and I was like, oh fuck, like did we forget to do that?
Oh my God, we should completely do that in January. We can start writing it now and it'll be even better than the first annual, right?
Good. But
That's so
sorry, what
exciting.
you were saying was...
No, this is the last episode we're filming. I think after this, we interviewed Alex Warren a while ago and it's just been so wholesome. So we've been kind of figuring out when the timing would be right to put out a wholesome episode. So we're going to put this one out, trying to put this one out ASAP so that the topics are on time. And then Alex Warren, and then we'll be back like mid-January. And I just want everyone to know that.
Should I like rent out the Gershwin Theater so we can do like the Steamies?
Isn't that Amari's?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we should.
Imagine we host like the live Steamies, like the live canceled awards.
That is fun. There's so many cancellations and things, like even just... I feel like this past month has been so jam-packed of stuff. Like every day it's like something new. It's just so much shit. That the Blake Lively shit came out today. I need to do more research on that before I start speaking on that.
God, it just goes to show like how quickly it can like turn on its head.
It is nuts. It is really nuts.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Holidays on the house at DraftKings Casino. With this season's offerings, you'll unwrap everything you wished for, from table games and jackpots to a slot at the top of everyone's list. Jingle Bells Power Reels. DraftKings is offering a warm welcome to new players with $100 instantly in casino credits with just a $10 wager. Plus, everyone can get in on the action with a holiday reward every week. So sign up with code CANCELED because the holiday cheer is here. Only on DraftKings Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus. Physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Opt-in required. Casino credits are non-withdrawable and expire in 168 hours. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos.
I'm trying to feel it out if I want to talk about Grace and Bree or not. It's just like my whole fucking timeline.
That's all I know these days.
Everywhere.
I haven't even
But
seen
it's
the
also
Blake
like-
Lively shit.
And it's just so like I know Grace and Bree personally, but the amount of shit I now know because of these TikToks, it feels almost parasocial with these literal people that I know. You know
Well,
what
it
I mean?
feels like intrusive. Like I almost feel like, oh my God, like I shouldn't even like
People
I
like
shouldn't
leaking
have this information.
Yeah, like leaking personal DMs and stuff. Like, well, I should not have access to that.
But I also feel like when a famous person is DMing their fans lore, like
They have in the back of their mind, like, oh, this is gonna get posted.
if
Yeah.
I'm sending a DM to anyone, like a fan, like, you know what I mean? Like I know that I'm running the risk of like it being
yeah, publicized.
One
Yeah.
thing if they're sending you a nice DM, if they're sending you a hate DM, obviously they're gonna post it.
Yeah, like it's just so wild. I don't know. What was I gonna say? I got in trouble, and it's so funny because you were at my house actually, and I was sitting there debating this for like an hour and a half. It was like before we went to film us going to Home Goods for the Patreon. I was in my bathroom. I was getting ready, you know, listening to Taylor Swift, and I hear that fucking song. I didn't have it in myself to go with Grace, and I was like, how funny of a TikTok. I have not seen this. And then I tried to caption it to like, this is just a joke. Like, this is not me involving myself at all. Obviously, like,
That didn't go over well.
I guess don't post it if you really don't want to be involved. But like, I made a funny, okay? I made a funny, and I was excited
Yeah,
about
there
my
was a
funny
gap
that
in the
I
market.
made.
No one had made that joke yet.
And I just felt like someone had to make that joke. That's the problem with me and these demons, is it's like someone has to make the joke.
I think you are like the mind of this generation for that.
It's really incredible.
And then, I don't know, Brianna was on BFFs and just like seemed upset at me for it.
Yeah, I get both sides, but I know that if you or me was in a scandal, they're not avoiding it on BFFs. they're going
that's
straight to
kinda where my
BFFs to
head's
talk
at.
about it. That's
Yeah.
in my experience anyway.
I also just think it's funny. I think it was Dave that brought it up, and he was like, Tana just needs to like use this to gain publicity or whatever, like however he worded it. I was like, Tana does not need you.
Oh.
No, well, okay, but and I'm not even like, because I like Dave, whatever, but like he was like, I just fucking hate these stupid accounts. All they post is drama. These grown ass people just posting about drama. I'm like,
Grown.
I
Drama.
love you, but that's what BFFs is.
I think that's where I'm at, because I texted Brianna about it after I saw it, because I was just like, yes, we kiki and like our, you know, colleague, like internet, you know, whatever, but
Network.
like you're gonna BFFs about anything I'm doing, and if that lobbies me more hate, then so be it, right?
Yeah,
so
and
like,
half the
and
time
it's like I
with-
wasn't even, you know, like I wasn't even commenting on it. Like I was just like, I made it funny.
Yeah, you didn't make a TikTok that says like Team Grace. Like,
Yeah.
But-
and I made another TikTok actually where I said Team Grace. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's just because all the comments I keep seeing, even the paparazzi Team Grace, and I'm like, God, damn, I have no choice but to jump out of that window. Like that is, I'm gonna be 80 and hearing even the paparazzi Team blank.
On God.
I think, you know what? Those who know you, love you, and know your heart and know that you had good intentions posting that.
I made it funny. I made it silly. I didn't mean to add to any of it, because I really, like, I can't imagine what that feels like for like both of them. Like that's just so ass. And it's like,
horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I genuinely feel like even if something ever happened with like you and I, it's like, I feel like we would sit down and we would, you know, we'd probably, if let's say we were pissed or whatever, we'd probably have to cool off, right? But then like we would sit down and film an episode, like just, you know, like, hey, this is
Fighting each
like,
other.
No,
like a breakup video.
Like
you guys
this-
are crying.
Yeah, like we broke up. Who was it? David
David and
Liza?
Liza.
yeah, literally, like that's, it's just, I wish they could just sit down and like do that. Like it, you know what I mean?
I'm like,
I get
hash
there's
it
like
out
probably
on
so many
camera.
moving parts and stuff, but like, oh God, how frustrating, like for something like so personal and stuff. Obviously, like they're online figures and stuff, but I do not subscribe to that like concept of like, you knew what you were getting into, because it's like, everybody, they're doing this for fun. Everyone's doing this for fun, and no one's expecting to like have to like deal with something that personal and horrible on like such a massive scale.
A 15-year friendship breakup is arguably the most painful thing you can go through, other than like a death.
It's
in my
horrible. And
opinion.
also, like, what kind of sucks about it is like, it maybe might not have been so set in stone if there weren't so many public opinions on it. Like it might have been like a big falling out they had for like a couple months, and like, but now there's so many elements that like have made it so much bigger and crazier because of all the people who are commenting on it and
Fueling the
involving
fire.
themselves and like you know, professional things that are happening. Like it's just, it's almost like too big now for them to ever even.
Yeah, like that feeling of like, oh, I have to stand on business and like whatever. But like, it's just, I have so many thoughts, but I just don't like know if I should go down the like parasocial speculation route, you know, of like what I don't know. If I should, like, if I'm then adding to the what I think is a problem.
I just think that people end up themselves.
Oh, I'm like,
And then, and I don't even mean that to be crazy, but like that amount of hate like that both of them are getting, like people literally kill themselves.
Well, yeah, it's like
not
abnormal.
constructive. It's like, that's the thing, is it's just like, even if all these people think that there are things Rihanna needs to change, like exactly, like just bullying someone to oblivion is not, you know
and
what I mean?
your singular opinion feels like you're a singular opinion, but on that, like with everyone else in the world's single opinion on top of it, it's like, it's so massive, and like nobody understands what that feels like until you experience it. So it's like, I wouldn't wish that
actually,
on
like,
anyone.
I don't know, looking back on my life, I mean, me personally, like I'm so grateful for all the times people told me to kill myself. Like I needed to reflect.
No,
But, like,
yeah, but maybe you weren't like, I don't know. In my experience, I'm like, okay.
yeah,
you know?
that's fair. That's fair. That is fair. Like
let's ask the audience.
yeah, I say that now because I'm so happy in the ways that I've grown, but in the moment it didn't feel like
Yeah,
that. So I
no.
take that back.
Yeah,
That's
well,
just
it's just
so-
as scary. Like, I thought about it in this. I know, like, Liam Payne didn't kill himself, but when he died, like, I had the thought. My initial thought was that he must have killed himself, because at the time he was getting
receiving, like,
so
meth.
much hate that I was like, oh my God, like, what are people gonna say now? Because like this 2 days ago, the narrative online was like, he's the worst, most disgusting person on the planet, and now he just passed away.
Well, it's so abnormal because it's like you hear one comment in your day-to-day life about yourself, and like that shit will stick with you for a week after. And then it's like, let alone seeing thousands and thousands of comments from people online, like that is not normal for like the human brain should not be like dealing with any of that.
Yeah, there's no studies on that.
Here's what I'm going to say. I've never seen a get out of jail free card, PR wise, marketing wise, like that. Like her breakup coming at that time to like, do you know what I mean? Like
just
people's princessify her once again, and then to now have that, like, I've just never seen anything
the
like
most
this
rapid incline and then decline I've ever seen.
I just assumed that after this Zach Bryan thing, everyone would forget about those takes, and then like she would people's princess all the way home. Like, I did not predict this happening,
and so fast.
like
so
it's just
fast.
it's really crazy to me. And it's just like so interesting. Like, I want to know what Girl Boss Town has to say.
Honestly,
like,
It's happening too fast for even her to keep
Girl
up.
Boss Town's head is spinning.
if you want my personal girl boss advice, Brie, Grace, sit down on a couch, hash it out live on camera, put it behind a paywall.
Oh my God, it's so true.
My advice: phones down, cameras down. Honestly, go on a couples retreat.
I'm like, or WWE SmackDown.
Oh my God, yeah, I really don't even know.
Mud fight. Wait, pay-per-view boxing match.
I'm saying.
Grace would fucking mop the floor. She boxed, remember?
Yes.
Really?
That is so iconic.
And she slayed.
That is so iconic.
Wait, honestly, now I want to see that. I would pay $20.
I have to say, her immediately having to get on the mic and do stand-up, like being on tour amidst all of this, like I can't imagine the fucking mental of that.
I'm
like,
hoping it was like helpful for her, honestly, like to have an outlet and also something that she's just excited about and passionate about.
Yeah, but imagine that feeling. Like, genuinely put yourself in her shoes, like about to walk out on that stage. Like, your public breakup was just announced 2 days ago, and now you have this show, and you can either talk about it or not. Like, and she killed it. Like, her set was so great, and I was like, damn, I was really impressed.
Have you ever seen the video of Katy Perry, like before she goes on stage? I think she was dating, who was it at the time?
Orlando
Bloom. And he texted her,
yes,
calling it off.
breakup.
Oh my God. And she was sobbing minutes before she had to go on
Singing
stage.
The One That Got Away. It's the best
The
thing
one
ever.
that-
Everyone like in the back room with her was like, it's okay, you can cancel the show if you can't do it, like blah, blah, blah. But everyone's like, there are thousands of fans out there like relying on you for this. Like, what do you want to do?
She's better than me. I would have gone out there. I just got broken up.
I would be like, guys, I'm sorry, show's up. No, and she wiped her fucking tears. She went up and she killed it, which is so crazy.
And it made
oh my God.
great documentary
She can
footage.
do it with
shit.
a broken heart.
Dude, it's so
It's so
insane.
impressive.
I have a couple apologies.
Oh.
First one being to my mother.
No
Oh
way.
yeah, wait, should we do like end of the year apologies?
No, this is like literally just from the last episode. No, honestly, this one, like my mom texted me the other day. She goes like, said something along the lines of like, you owe me an apology. And I was like, oh, I'm not reading the rest of this. I've seen this before. But then I saw what she wrote the rest of it. And she was like, how many years have I been telling you that this was going to happen to P. Diddy? And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh my God. My mom has been saying this for like 6 years.
See, I'm onto something with my conspiring.
I'm like,
That's
maybe
so
she's a
funny.
clairvoyant too.
No, but like
Y'all should join forces.
Well, the thing is, my mom is watching these like videos, these like really like, you know, woo woo videos online. But she's been telling me, she's like, there's huge like nasty sex trafficking rings in LA, and like I'm just afraid of you getting involved in that. And I'm like, she's crazy.
Ate down with that one little thing.
Yeah, I'm
wait.
even a broken clock. It's
That's
not
so
fun. Nothing
funny.
about that is funny, by the way. But
I'm trying to think if I have any end of the year apologies. I don't, but I have a question. Why was I mad at Nick Viall? Because do you want to know what happened to me the other night? I walk into Seth MacFarlane's and I was just like, I feel like I'm not going to know anyone here. And then I was just thinking in my head, like, if I do, like, I hope it's people I like, because I feel like a lot of times I go out and then like I'll have a night in Hollywood where I just run into like 2 people I don't like. I've been here for 10 years. Shit happens, you know? And I like said something out loud. I was like, I hope it's people I like. First person who comes up to me, this beautiful girl. She's like, oh my God, hi. I just want to say like, love you so much, like whatever. And
Is it
I'm
Natalie?
just like, oh my God, hi, like whatever. And then she introduced herself and she's like, and this is my husband,
Yeah.
Nick, whatever. It's Nick Viall and his wife. And I'm sitting there and I'm like I know that I'm mad, right? I know that you've done something to upset me, but I don't know what it is. So then I had to stand on this fake business. I was like, hey, hi, it's nice. And I knew it had something to do with JoJo Siwa, and I happened to be with her that day.
Yes.
So then I looked at him and I was like, I was with JoJo today. Still had no idea why I was mad, only connected those dots and like walked away.
because I'll tell you what you were mad about. You said something negative about JoJo
How negative?
We probably said something negative about JoJo.
Are you sure that it wasn't us just like making fun of the
Like Karma music
the
video?
21st birthday?
That could have been it too.
Construction
I don't
Vest
feel like it was
1.
something serious because then I would remember it. Anyways,
Well, we said something like off about JoJo, whether it was a joke or not, and then they went on Viall Files and like cooked us. And really, they really only cooked you. But I think it's because I'm friends with Natalie.
That's so funny.
So we were mad at him. And honestly, I stand on that because he was kind of rude about you.
I wonder
So-
what he said.
We're still standing on business.
I think
have
so.
to do my
No,
research.
apology.
I remember seeing the clip and I was like really mad. I was like, wait, I don't like that. Maybe we should look into it though. Cause
Let's
like,
look into it. Cause it's like I'm just really trying to right my wrongs, but it was just so funny because I'm standing there and I'm being like kind of a bitch, and I'm just like in my head I'm like, girl, you don't even know why you're being a bitch.
She's like, do I have the grounds to be doing this?
I mean, I see both sides because it's like we've defended our friends, you know what I mean? And like
Nick Vile.
I would do that.
I definitely have an end of the year apology.
Oh wait, I'm excited. Okay, wait.
There's drama between Tana Mongeau and Jojo Siwa. Jojo was the guest on
I have myself. Oh, I asked if Jojo Siwa had ever tried a perk 30, which I can actually agree that I should have drafted that one.
No, it's incredible.
Wait, yeah, okay. So I was misremembering this particular situation, but I still think they could have been nicer. But I think we could have been nicer too.
But
That's
see,
true.
you just keep like getting yourself in hot water over making funnies.
Right,
I think
like,
that's hilarious.
You're a comedian.
at the beginning of that
Sewer.
Jojo Siwa era when she was like bad girl, like I had some questions. You know what I mean?
And she
we all
knew what
did.
she I think she was
Yeah.
very intentional, and
And
I
we're
think that she was
cool.
trying to make us laugh, and I think she's a comedian too. Did you guys know that Nara Smith and Jojo Siwa are just months apart in age?
Like no, but yes. At this point, like yeah.
Nara
months?
has 3 children.
Months
Apart in age. I mean, like one of them's 22, one of them's 23.
I hate that. I literally hate that.
I'm just like, I was watching Nara's video today and she was talking about how she was 19 when she had her first baby. And I read the comments and everyone's like, the fact that her and JoJo are the same age.
That's actually crazy. Nara Smith is actually so funny because I've been on back of Nara Smith's head talk. And then she made this TikTok where she was like there have been recent comments about the back of my head. So then she was making like a hair growth serum and I was like, you are everything for this.
I love
so
her.
funny. I saw something that was just like, now that Nara Smith is getting canceled, I'm like, fuck her too. But then it was like, for
Fuck
the
ass
back
Bob.
of her head.
Like, what
Fuck
do you
ass
mean?
Bob.
Like, that's just so crazy. Like, I'm just imagining the amount of people in the comments who the back of their head is too ridiculous. Like, that is just a crazy
No,
thing.
you want to know what her crime was? Like, the only reason it looked goofy is having a tiny little thin little neck.
and honestly, you know
Where
what?
she's like, goals. I have this fucking big ass, like fucking, who's that guy?
Oh, big neck Ed.
Yes.
Yeah, I go like chin to chest. I have no space.
See, we were on the same vibe and you weren't
feel
there.
like- I also feel I feel like all Bobs are giving Lord Farquaad from the back. Like, if you're not like, you know what I mean? What are you
I guess
supposed
I've
to
never
do?
really looked at a bob from the back.
And honestly, thank you, Nara Smith, for your slight contribution to the fucked up hair community.
Oh, girl. I
kidding.
love the bangs.
I know. I'm not even getting into the bang business, honestly, right now. Just thank you, Nara. That's it.
I live for your bangs. Wait, I have
you.
another apology. Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
me too.
I'm so sorry. Really quickly, I have to apologize to the account Foreign Bangles on TikTok that I wrongly accused of selling me a bangle sedated. Okay, because it wasn't true. They did sell me the
why
bangle.
did you say that?
Because well, so the bangle did come from there, and I knew that because I traced him back. Okay? But what I didn't know is there was a third party seller. Okay. So today I get to honestly, I'm just going to show you.
Talking
guys the video.
Alibaba DH gate for leopard cats.
Well, I was
Timu
was
Mouse.
floored. Wait, because I was like,
T-Mouse?
I got tagged in a TikTok from Foreign
T-Mouse.
Bangles, and I'm like, oh no, what's this about?
So your bangle is not a foreign
Watch,
bangle?
listen.
As you can see in the previous clips, Brooke Schofield was accusing me of selling her a sedated bangle, which isn't true at all. I wish I could have personally done business with her to at least give her the best experience. But fortunately, she purchased the bangle off a previous client that later on resold it, but then proceeded to give it for a higher price.
Oh, so you got the marked up version.
I got a marked up secondhand bangle.
So someone bought the bangle from Foreign Bangles and then just charged your ass more at the Grove?
Yeah, and then charged me more, which really means I did not buy from a breeder. I bought a secondhand bangle.
like it's a Birkin gaining value.
Yes.
Oh, that's insane.
And he got me. I literally first try, I was like, yes, I'll take it. But everyone accused me, first of all, of like not really doing that. But I was like, I felt bad because I was like, I know my bangle came from here. And like, this must be the guy who gave it to me, but it wasn't. It was like he bought it off of him just to resell him later.
It's crazy that people are doing, like, you can do that with a gram of weed or a Birkin, but like doing that with
But
cats
way more
is
fun,
nuts.
I guess, to like.
Wow.
Yeah, but like imagine how
Scam.
dirty that money would feel. Like I bought the bangle for $4,000. I charged you.
I just want to know
$6,000.
how much he really cost because I literally had to like skip rent that month.
That's wild.
Oh, you got bamboozled.
I got bamboozled, but
and yours is a little
Chelsea Handler-
malfunctioning as well.
I know he's the runt, but I love that about him because he's like a little smaller.
Yeah.
But Chelsea Handler said that if you buy a used designer animal, it
all cancels out.
So take my word for it.
Real quick, I need to apologize. My big end of the year apology goes out to you, Tessa Brooks, my girl. I'm so sorry. Big miscommunication.
What do you mean?
No, I don't know.
what?
No, not even a miscommunication. What happened, and I stand on that. But I did not think that you were going to get the amount of hate that you received for that conversation.
Ooh, and that is a lesson that we learned this year.
It is, and we were just talking about this actually. How we wish, like, on a lot of the things we said, we could have just turned the volume down a little bit.
Yeah, and I think I even said it in a way that was like, she ate me up. Like, she was right, probably. And then people still attacked her.
Yeah,
So
it's kind of
honestly,
scary
girl,
when
sorry.
you can't, like, people I think sometimes assume like, oh, you knew it was gonna happen, but sometimes I really do think I'm saying like Bobgate. I thought that was like a lighthearted thing that I was saying, and it turned into like a huge smear campaign for this girl.
That is one of the biggest lessons that I learned, like, with doing social media this year, genuinely. Like, and it's crazy because I've been doing this for 10 years. I just think that the power that this podcast held this year taught me all new lessons. Like, even today, I want to tell this story about something so crazy fucked up that just happened to me on a set. But like, I'll get into it in a little bit. But like, I have to be so fucking careful with how I word it because like I don't want to lobby hate to undeserving parties. And it's like, you just forget that when you're in a fucking living room kikiing, you know?
With the girls.
Yeah.
I know, but I understand what you're saying. It's like, it's hard because it's like, oh, this happened to me, but also like there is a level to it where it's like, oh, now this person's gonna get fucking tens of thousands of comments. Like, that's how I mean. Like, oh, like, you know, Brie could have done something wrong. Someone could have done something wrong.
Well, now I'm never going to forget her name again. So anytime I see her out, no more.
She moved to
Tessa
Hawaii.
Brooks?
Yeah.
She moved to Hawaii.
She moved to Hawaii?
Yeah.
Which island? I wonder if I'll see her shaking the competition.
I don't know. Her and Blake moved to Hawaii, and she's on day 12 of 75 hard.
Wow.
I love
Listen,
her.
Two of
Slay
my favorite
down.
things. No, wait, I'm all.
And I love you
I'm all.
much more.
Oh, thank you. That was really nice.
I took BB to get her wisdom teeth out the other day, and for the person who was walking us in just said, sister or mom to me. And I go, friend. And then I was like, you know what? I honestly wasn't even offended in the moment because I like was kind of out of it. So I was just like, oh, just friend. And then we moved along, like literally 2 people later, another girl goes, are you her sister or her mom?
You're lying.
I swear on my life. And this time I couldn't even, I literally go, we're the same age. And she goes, oh, I'm sorry. Like, you know, there's young moms. She kind of got offended. She was like, there's young moms. I'm
I
like,
guess it,
she's 2 years younger than me.
I guess
Yeah,
BB's really pocket sized.
It doesn't, I don't care. I don't care. If you're not certain, it's like, it's one thing, you know what I mean? You should have said, are
It's
you
like
her
asking
sister?
someone-
Say,
Yeah, that's
are you her
crazy.
sister? Because if you think there's a chance I could be your mom, like what a day maker that would have been for me. But if you don't know that that's someone's mom and you're going to ask, I'm fucking 28 years old. No, I don't have a 26-year-old daughter. I'm so upset about it.
It's like asking someone if they're pregnant. Like, you just don't do it.
Anyway, I had to go get PRP microneedling and under eye.
Oh my God.
injections.
Oh, we
I'm
should
like, don't
talk
start.
about, we should. I just,
We kind of knew this was going to happen.
so fair. I debated cutting all of the because we have been weirdly having a lot of conversations about plastic surgery and filler lately. I think just with the Lindsay Lohan of it all and stuff, it's been something that's been on my For You page a lot.
Yeah,
and
and like
stuff.
the substance and like all these things that are making us think heavily about it.
Yes, and I think it's been more like prevalent on my mind. I obviously I see all of the comments and I'm very torn. Like, it's one of those things where I completely agree with everyone saying, like, in the comments, like people saying, if you're a young girl watching this, don't be influenced by them to think that you need that. And I've always said that from the jump, like in all of my videos of me getting filler, anything like that. I'm always like, don't let me make this decision for you. You can't let anyone make that decision for you. But at the same time, I walk into every single room in LA and it is like, that is one of 5 of the like buzzword conversations that are being had. And every single person on my For You page for the most part, or timeline, or just celebrities in general, have stuff and have told me they have stuff and like get the stuff and just hide it and lie about it. And I do think there's a caliber of girls like myself who like, I'm going to get the lip flip anyway. So I love to watch my favorite person talk about it and their experience so that when I go get it, I like know more.
Well,
like
that's good that you're transparent about it. And you too, like any like work that like anyone gets done, just being transparent about it is like what's important so that, you know, girls watching don't like hold themselves to such a high standard because it's like they think they're like naturally supposed to like look a certain way.
I think it's so much more harmful that so many people are
get
like
the work
I just look
and
like
lie
this.
about it.
Yeah.
1000%.
I think so too, but that's the thing. Either side, you're gonna get like a little bit of hate, but I also understand it because we were really going in on it, like, oh, I need this, I need that, like,
which is, and I mean, I even said it in that thing, but it isn't like a latte, and it's not something you should just go pick up. But I do think if you're insecure about something and you really, really want it.
But I also think you've been so good about that, like in your past too, just being so open and honest, even about like Facetune or FaceApp, like, because everyone does it. Every influencer in LA, every girl, like, it doesn't fucking matter. Everyone's slightly editing their pictures, even if it's like one hair out of place. People are making edits. And I just think it's so important that like you are so transparent about what you do. So that way it's not putting out like this false image and being like, this is just like what I look like. Good luck.
And I do think I should highlight more like the things that have also gone wrong in all of the times that I've done it. Like I'm always just talking about like, oh, now my ass is bigger. Okay, one time I got it and I literally couldn't walk for 5 days.
Yeah.
Under eye filler. I had periorbital cellulitis for a year. My eye was the size of a golf ball.
Maybe that's something we do as like a video or like something like maybe for Patreon or something, because I've had so many more negative experiences from filler or surgery, whatever, than I have had positive. And you guys can see it honestly if you just scroll on my Instagram. So maybe I shouldn't talk about it so positively. But it's
we're not like I don't feel like my face is fucking filled with, like, really it's just a little Botox and like a lip flip. Like that's every bitch in LA has that. You know, we have just been going too hard on it verbally, and I just want to put a PSA out there that like y'all are beautiful the way you are, and loving yourself is equally as important. And like,
agreed. And I did go on a real self-love journey where I actually did dissolve all my filler, and that's when I started getting the comments that were like, she looks so old. And I'm like, yeah, y'all, that's my fucking face.
I know.
That's the face I have.
Dude, I think I'm going to advocate, well, I don't know, kind of against Botox until you need it, only because like I've gotten it twice in my forehead and like right here on my eye, and I never used to have the 11s, like when I frown. I never used to have those, and then I got injected here and now I have them.
Well, you also
so I don't know
crazy.
if the Botox, wait, what?
It also, you don't usually get them until you get older.
I know, but this like it happened almost instantly after I got the Botox. And then I was thinking it's like because when you get Botox, it makes certain muscles relax and like other muscles have to
work harder. Yeah.
So I
that
think,
makes sense.
Yeah. So I think now I have these new wrinkles that I didn't have before because of the Botox. So now I'm like, fuck that. I'm not getting that until I like really need it.
yeah, that's fair.
And
Can I just say I had a wrinkle? I actually, like, the reason I ever got it for the very first time, I'm not kidding, I need to like go back and find the photos. I was 14 with an actual deep set wrinkle. Like, I don't know if it was just because I was so fucking stressed in my household, and Vegas is really dry and I have dry skin, but I like actually had a wrinkle. I remember I went in to get the Botox for it and they were like, oh fuck.
No, but do you remember? I'm not kidding. I had one, like a deep set one, I think in middle school. I'm not kidding. But that's because like every selfie you would take, did you guys always like raise your eyebrows like this?
Oh my God, yes.
Oh, sister.
Yep. So I had a line. I was like, wait, that cannot be normal.
Okay, no more. I'm serious. I'm just going to say, I think there's a conglomerate of influencers who get shit and act like they don't. And I'm never going to be that person. I think being honest and transparent about it. It's also like having a podcast. What'd you do this week? I don't know. I had a needle up my ass, you know?
Yeah,
but,
or like I just stepped out with like fucking knockers on me. It's like, what if I didn't say that I did that?
I know, and people do that every single day. And like more power to them if that's their journey. But I almost think that it's my duty as someone to be honest about what I've gotten, but it's also not me glorifying or telling anyone to go get shit. I was gonna talk about Luigi Mangione.
Did you see that new picture that just dropped?
They're doing a really bad job at making him look like a villain. They're making him look like the sexiest man in America.
I know, but are we the problem? Like, is America the problem?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm like, United Health is.
It's crazy that he's facing a potential death penalty when there's like literal school shooters out there.
It is
like,
so fucking insane. The way that they are like escorting him from place to place with 10 police officers surrounding him as
just
if
because he killed
is
someone in power. Sorry. I didn't mean
No, correct. Like, I'm agreeing with you. Like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, where is this same treatment for like serial killers, mass shooters, school shooters? They're not getting that. They're acting like he's fucking, oh my God.
Do you ever wonder if certain things are just to distract us from like other things?
100%.
Of course. And now, like, I am becoming some level of like a conspiracy theorist, because I'm like, how many times can a conspiracy come true before I like all of a sudden I'm on that team?
Before you're fawn.
Yeah.
Deep diving.
The Earth is flat.
There's a dragon on the moon.
What moon? You guys said there was no moon.
No, the moon
Oh,
landing.
no moon landing. No moon landing. Should we talk about Alabama?
Oh my God.
Lots is happening in Alabama and Bad Baby Land.
Wait, you guys kind of need to fill me in. Like I've heard tidbits.
I love Alabama
We
and
have-
Bad Baby Land, by the
we
way.
have to tread lightly a little bit here, because we got ourselves into some hot water talking about Alabama.
I remember.
Honestly, you know what? I've always said I love that song of hers. Gotcha, man.
Damn, she was really literal in the studio, eh?
If you let him out your sight, he ain't coming home. That was her exact line. And lo and behold,
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
I'm kidding, but yeah. So I guess the drama is, so Bad Baby, you know that she was recently diagnosed with cancer.
I do, yes.
So she's been dealing with that. She also just had a baby.
Oh, okay.
And her baby daddy is some loser. And there's a photo of him in bed with Alabama. Like laid up. Like not in bed,
Wait,
but like
after she had the child. Now there's like a recent picture of him
the
in bed with
photo
Alabama.
Alabama says the photo was 6 months ago.
Okay.
But regardless, like the photo's coming out now, and like Bad Baby's talking about it now, and she's like, it's like this whole huge drama online.
I think Bad Baby is in a different place of her life, right? She's clearly going through some crazy things that most people could never imagine. And I have always said, like, I think her upbringing, everything, like, difficult, you know what I mean? Just all of it. And like, I feel for her in that sense. I think that if this was Bad Baby 4 years ago, she would be like
Alabama would
Catching
be
her
released.
outside.
I hope she releases a fucking track. Like, I would love some like Make a Bitch Levitate, like one of those songs. Like, oh my God.
Oh, you know something's coming. She's cooking.
I used to like unironically stream Gucci flip flops. I'm
Wait,
so
no,
serious.
there's nothing
Everyone did.
ironic about it. She is so
Yeah,
talented.
have it.
She ate down.
it.
She ate down and she was ahead of her time. So I'm really curious to see where this goes. I think that where my mind is at has been like, and God forgive me, I don't even know how to put this into words without getting into trouble either. What is going on psychologically to be raised in Hidden Hills? And, you know, I'm maybe not fully raised, but I mean, since Alabama was born, all of those kids, they've had so much money. Like, you couldn't find another man at Sprouts and Calabasas. Like, why is it Bad Babies, man? Why are you voluntarily putting yourself through these like struggles when like you don't, like, what is the psychological evaluation for like craving a struggle? Do you get what I'm saying?
I do get what you're saying.
Do you mean
I
just
don't
like the
know.
fact that she went for her, but like Bad Baby's man specifically?
Maybe it's like she hasn't been met with any friction in her life, and so now she's like, you know what? Let me create some.
But it's like you also see that with celebrities, like Phoebe Bridgers dating Paul Mescal, and now Gracie Abrams is dating him, and like her and Phoebe used to be like this, which is crazy.
Like, you know, Kris Jenner is just exhausted. Like,
But or is this like best case scenario, because Alabama is releasing rap music right now, and who better to gather than Bad Baby's audience? So like, who better to have drama with right now?
Diss tracks back and forth.
So like, that's where my head is at, like the Kris Jenner of it all. I'm like, who is the best PR scheme like we could get at the moment is Bad Baby, because that's exactly who would be listening to Alabama's music.
That's
I did
true.
think about that, but I guess I came to the conclusion that there's no way this is a PR stunt. Like, I genuinely don't feel like it's a PR stunt.
Maybe it's not, but maybe it's like kind of a combination.
And then
of
that leads me to like,
things.
why are you stealing Bad Baby's man when she's like going through a lot? Like, do you
Or
see
it
Bad
could
Baby
be
on
like
Live,
this
by the
guy's
way?
just a rapper chaser. You know what I mean? Like maybe he's just like a clout chaser, and he coincidentally was with Danielle and then wanted Alabama.
It is so interesting. I was gonna say Bad Baby was on Live and she's like talking all this shit about the man, and then he like walks through the back of the frame, and I was like, honestly, so relatable.
Oh, I love
that's
her.
her. Yeah, I mean,
It's also her baby daddy. Yeah.
and just like it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to leave.
Oh, I think she's an
I wonder
icon.
if Courtney will continue to make music video appearances. Like, that's what I just.
Yeah, for sure. If Courtney's doing one thing, it's riding with that man that she's with, and that includes his children.
Yeah, that is so fair. It's just.
Talk
It's
about
so
loyalty.
simulation. Like, if you just like said all of this 5 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, Courtney's gonna marry Travis. Alabama's his kid. She's gonna be beefing with Bad
The girl on
Baby.
Dr. Phil, yeah.
Yeah, like it's all just like, it's actually insane. I do think that we are going to get some circa 2025 bangers out of this situation. I like really mean that. And who knows?
I want
from
a
which party.
collab is what I want. I want an
Right.
Alabama Bad Baby collab.
Will they work it out on the remix? We'll see.
Maybe.
I need Olivia and Sabrina to work it out on the remix. Imagine like a sweet and sour collab.
Oh my God.
I know.
I want Olivia Rodrigo to drop an album that isn't purple. I've been seeing purple for so long.
I really don't like purple. It's Makoa's favorite color, so it turned over a new leaf for me.
I don't
But
like
other
purple
than
either,
that-
but I think it is interesting. And this, like, who cares, right? But like 2 albums in a row being purple is like, who let that slide?
It's got to mean something. She's like Easter egging like Taylor Swift.
Maybe I'm just
don't know what it
missing,
means,
I'm
though.
just not seeing the vision.
she is purple though, you know?
But I want her to be like orange.
Damn, imagine being
You know what I
Olivia
mean? Like,
O'Brien and
well-
your name is Olivia and you're a pop singer and you release an album called Purple World and then Olivia Rodrigo comes and just Purple Worlds and her name's Olivia. I'd be like, bitch, that's literally my color and my name.
Someone's got to sue someone. Brooke Amber,
Yes.
I have not fucking told you about this.
I'm
And honestly, I
excited.
was saving it for this moment. So last week, I get home, right? I take my elevator up to my floor. And as I'm getting off of the elevator, I hear one of my neighbor's doors open. I don't think anything of it until I round the corner to go down the hallway. And I see my next door neighbor's door like cracked open. And it's just her head peeking out of it like this. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I envision it like The Shining.
Dude, it was
Like
so
that.
eerie, and it was like late at night too. So I'm walking down the hall, like going towards her to get to my door, and she's not saying anything. She's not moving. She is just staring me down, and not
You're
even
like,
to like
"I'm
sound
not
like
your
a
post-it."
fuck, not even sound like a, but it looks like she abused the substance. This woman is like, she's got to be like late 60s.
Teeth coming out of her back and shit.
She looked like Bathilda Bagshot from Harry Potter. Like this
Aw.
woman, she was like really kind of creepy looking. Not to be mean, but like it was really unsettling. So I'm walking down the hall. She's not saying anything. She's just watching me. And I go, hi. She doesn't answer me. Still just staring at me. I'm like, what the fuck? So I get to my door. I'm putting the key in. And she goes, I like your vest. And I go, thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm moving.
She doesn't say anything. She's still just watching me. I get into my apartment, open the door. I go, have a nice day. Nothing. Just watching me. I'm like,
Did
what
you tell her where
fuck?
the vest was from or did you get
Hell no. I kept that shit and I
Gatekeep.
just went on my merry way. So I closed the door and I go to my roommate Emily and I'm like, dude, the weirdest thing just happened. This woman, like our neighbor, just, I don't know. I told her what had gone down and Emily was like, well, maybe she's just like older and lonely and like wants company. I was like, no, Em, like I don't know how to describe this, but it was really unsettling. Like it made me, like my heart was racing. I felt really scared.
I feel like you have to like validate those emotions, right? Because like if
Yeah.
it was just an old lady, like you wouldn't have felt that way.
She would have been sweet. She would have been like, hi. Like, she would have been talking to me, engaging with me. But this woman was not. She was very stone cold, just watching me.
You think she was waiting for a Postmate?
Fuck no.
No.
Fuck no.
Worth asking.
No, honestly, and valid. Very valid. So, whatever. I tell my roommates about this. They're kind of like, like, whatever. It's probably nothing. 2 days later, my roommate Olivia comes home and she's like, you guys will not believe what the fuck just happened to me. She goes, the neighbor that you were talking about, I just rode up in the elevator with her. And she starts asking me weird questions like, oh, what's your name? Where do you live? Oh, what unit are you in? She's going, do you live alone? My
Do
roommate's,
you live alone?
my roommate's like, I don't know. Like, I gotta go. Just kind of brushes it off, scurries into our apartment. And whatever. She tells us about this and she's like, dude, it was also so fucking weird because she was following right behind me, like so close. I could almost feel her breathing down my neck. And I was like, what the fuck?
The way I would start fucking with her, like, ooh.
I'd turn around.
Just trip her. So I'm like, this is so fucking weird. Like that same night, I go to Ari's apartment and we go out onto his balcony to smoke a cig. And his neighbor just so happens to be outside. So we start like chatting up his neighbor, like whatever. He's like younger, kind of cool, like our age. And I forget how he brings it up. But he's like, yeah, the woman on our floor that's been fucking with all of our packages. I was like, wait, what? And he goes, yeah, the woman who lives in apartment 208 has been fucking with everyone's packages, stealing packages, kicking them down the hall, like beating the packages. And I don't know, whatever. And we're like, what the fuck? And he goes, yeah, like that's the reason why I got this Ring camera on my front door because she like harasses me all the time. do tell. So he was like, she literally will come to my door and bang on my door with her fists, being like, were you in my apartment? Were you in my apartment? Who was in my apartment? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what's going on? And apparently this is her thing. So the neighbor starts telling me and Ari about how she goes to neighbors' doors and will like knock and be like, who were you in my apartment? Did you see anyone go in there? Like, blah, blah, blah. Apparently she's been going up to like all the tenants being like, do you live here? What do you do? Do you live alone? Blah, blah, blah. Just asking very invasive questions. So the neighbor ends up giving me his number and he was like, listen, anytime something like sketchy happens, I have the Ring camera. I can send you the footage. So I tell this to Olivia, my roommate, and she was like, dude, you need to send me the footage from her following me down the hall.
Not the Dropbox.
Literally the WeTransfer. The WeTransfer for the fucking Ring footage.
Yeah, you should make a shared folder.
So lo and behold, my neighbor sends me the footage from that day of the neighbor following Olivia down the hall. She is 1 foot behind Olivia the whole time. Olivia opens up our door, and the woman, you can see her try to like come in after Olivia.
Wait, do you have it?
Yes. Do you want to see?
Yes.
You know what sucks is like I fear I'm a hop, skip, and a jump away from this level of paranoia.
You aren't.
No.
But it's so common, and like especially people who are on like drugs and stuff. Like,
Okay, so
I think
ready?
people are following them. Yeah.
Olivia's in the front. This is the woman.
Oh,
Wait,
hell no.
Watch. Olivia goes into our door. Look, she like turns to go in. And Olivia like
What the
slams
fuck?
the door. I know. And we couldn't tell if it was like her trying to follow Olivia into our house or her trying to like look in and see. Really fucking weird. Right. So maybe 3 nights ago, I'm home alone. Emily comes into the door and she goes, did you leave a bottle of shampoo out like by our front door? I go, no. What the fuck? She's like, yeah, there's like a random bottle of Redken out our fucking front door.
Good shampoo.
Honestly, it wasn't
Not
even
the
that.
subtle dig. She's all y'all greasy.
So y'all need that all soft. So I call Olivia and I'm like, hey, did you happen to like drop shampoo on your way out or something? Like what? And Olivia was like, no, I had to like run out for my job. So like I was like running late, but I saw that. Like so weird. With the way that things have been going, it's probably this woman.
Yeah.
So I text my neighbor. I'm like, hey, do you have Ring footage from the past like 15, 20 minutes? I need to see something. He doesn't even send the footage. He simply texts back, cops are on the way. I go, okay, the fuck is going on? So now I'm like, Emily, cops are coming here. Like, what the fuck? He ends up calling me and my neighbor's going, this woman's fucking insane. She basically went through our apartment hallway taking shampoo bottles and dumping shampoo all over the floors, the walls, went to his door and poured shampoo and oil all over his door.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
What's the shampoo? Like, what about shampoo?
I don't know. So I'm like, what the fuck? The cops end up coming, and I was like at first thinking like maybe I'll go talk to the cops, like tell them like what's been going on with me and how she's been like, you know, harassing my roommates. There's also been like multiple other times like I've been coming in, like there was one time I brought Ty home with me and she poked her head out again. She's asking Ty all these questions like, oh, what's your name? Do you live here? What do you do? Like, blah, blah, blah. Just weird. Like, always interrogating people. And you know, Ty, he's lying. He's like, my name's Jeff. Like, I don't know. My name's Jeff.
I was just imagining Ty like, well, my name is Jeff. Like, scared.
He was so scared. He went inside. He was going, I was like debating on talking to the cops about it and like sharing like my encounters with her. And my roommate was like, honestly, don't like get yourself involved. She's clearly kind of like unwell.
Yeah, you don't want her to like
any
retaliate.
reason. Exactly. Don't give her any reason to like, you know, involve you in this. Me and Emily started decorating our Christmas tree. And all of a sudden we hear commotion galore happening in the hallway. So us being nosy bitches, like we run to the door. She has her head to the door or her ear to the door. I'm like looking out the peephole. I see 8 cops leaving, like walking down the hallway. And then like behind all of them is her getting wheeled out like on a stretcher, absolutely detained, like her arms strapped down, her legs strapped down. She is getting wheeled out and there are like 8 cops around her. It was the craziest thing.
What?
And then trailing behind them was like her ex-husband who used to live at the apartment and then he like moved out 2 years ago. So really
what was
fucking
he
weird.
doing there?
We'll get there. So
I'm on the edge of my seat.
right, we hear like the elevator go down. So obviously she like, you know, is being escorted out and we hear our neighbor who has like been sending me like the Ring footage talking with the cops. So me and Emily like stick our head out the door and we're kind of like picking up on things the cop is saying. Basically, what's going on is that she is bipolar schizophrenic, and she believes that she is being poisoned by the water in her apartment, and whatever was in her shampoo bottle, she thinks that she's being poisoned, and our neighbor with the Ring camera is fucking with her, essentially.
Oh.
Which is really fucking sad, but also really scary.
Yeah.
That's so hard because it's like, it's so scary, but it's like literally what you said. It's so sad. Like,
it's only sad because imagine how scared she is, like genuinely believing that that's gonna, like that's happening, but also no excuse to wreak havoc.
but also I would have mace the size of a fire extinguisher.
Right. And it's like, it is kind of scary just because it's like, I don't know, coming home like late at night, I'm always like so hyper aware of my surroundings, scared that like, because she's like obviously like not in a right state of mind, I'm scared that she might do something like crazy to me or like my roommates. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's also like the like little old scary murderous woman
Yeah,
show.
it's like a movie.
Yeah, no, it
like
her
arguably if it was a man it would be less scary because it's like duh.
like,
you know?
and like her looks kind of like don't help. It makes it
Yeah, like a little old scary woman is like it's giving Insidious. It's giving
right. So
you gonna
basically, I don't fucking know. So basically, our neighbor, like, in the cop proceeds to say her ex-husband has been trying to like file a court case against her for 2 years and gather evidence because like she's been like abusive to like him and her daughter, like I don't know, all this shit, and like he's been like involved in her life trying to like get her help, this and that. Apparently, like lately she's really like started to rapidly decline. That's why she's been so active lately. So she got 5150 that night. But
well, that's good for everyone involved, honestly, her and the neighborhood.
But now she's released and she's back in the apartment. And there's ring footage of her like at 4 a.m. just like waltzing through the halls.
I feel like you need to set up like a booby trap.
I know, it's just like free candy sign.
Like net drops down.
It's just like a box with
you
like
need
cheese
to just
under
put
it.
on honestly, so I used to know someone who was like this, and they just put signs on all their, like they thought someone was following them around, so they just put signs on all their windows that said like I do not blog, which I don't know what the connection was, but maybe you should just put a sign on your door that says I'm not involved.
Wait, I do not what?
It is unimportant, but just tell her like
It's actually
I have no idea what's going on.
I'm not a part of this. Like
I'm not poisoning your shampoo.
Put a thing on your door that says I'm getting poisoned too.
No, because then she's gonna like try to have meetings with me.
Yeah, you're
being
right.
like, let's team up.
Not me, Sally from 207.
Yeah,
Literally.
one door over.
Yeah, like no, not I, said the fly.
Oh my
So whatever,
God.
like this has all been happening. It's been like really fucking weird and stressful.
It's
and
the
then-
worst too because it's just like going home like that, adding that to like the stress of life is like crazy.
I know, I've been like so on edge. And again, like I'm sure she's like so sweet and like obviously I don't know, she doesn't mean, hopefully like doesn't mean any harm, but she's just not in the right state
No,
of mind.
definitely doesn't mean harm.
And
But it's just like, and especially with LAPD, it's like until obviously knock on wood, but I'm just saying like.
yeah, the cop was saying like there's really nothing that we can do
Unless
obviously
something crazy happens, yeah.
unless someone gets hurt or like there's like an active threat. But this morning I'm driving to Tana's, I stop and get gas, I open up my gas tank, my fucking screw, like my lid is gone. It was cut off. It was cut
Like with
snipped right
scissors?
off. It was snipped right off. Yes.
Did someone siphon your gas?
I don't know. I don't know.
You would know. Wouldn't you be gasless?
Well, I was already like low on gas, so like I
Oh,
wouldn't
imagine
realize.
how frustrating that would be if you were trying to siphon gas from somebody and then they were just on E.
That's me. But then it's like, damn, don't cut off my fucking gas cap. Just leave it.
Wait, well,
I
could they
feel like
not
I
screw it
never
off?
look
I don't
at
get. Or
things.
no, that had to be someone who was missing their own gas cap.
I know it had.
You
to
know what I'm
been,
saying? Because
but-
like you don't have. You could just unscrew it.
But then I'm like, is it her? I'm like, is
I
she
never
coming
write
after
things
me
like that
now?
off as a coincidence. Like in my opinion, that is not a coincidence.
And dude, like my car's been fucked with before in the past too. Like not my new car, but like my old white Jeep has been fucked with. Like there have been multiple times where I've came out of my apartment, there were like McDonald's fries. The first incident, McDonald's fries on my like the hood of my car.
Baby, that was me.
I know.
I'm like, wait, you're not fooling me
so
with this one.
I didn't think anything of it. I was like, whatever. It's probably like Ari or something. And then there was another time I like went around the back of my car and there was like a screw drilled into like my spare tire on the back. I was like, that's fucking weird. Obviously, I didn't just run that over. It's on the back of my car. A screw deliberately drilled into the back. And then another time I came out and there was like a giant, massive branch placed on like the back of my car.
I wonder if this is all
Oh,
her.
someone. Yeah,
I don't
wait. Yeah,
fucking
maybe
know.
this has been going on for a while and you just like didn't know about it yet.
I don't fucking
I'm really
know.
trying to figure out how you can like get on. Maybe you get like a cop uniform and you convince her that like you're a cop and you can help her. Like,
Right.
How do you get on like her good graces?
I know.
To where it's like you and her against the
Just,
residents
yeah, that's
of,
the thing. Like, I feel like you just have to out crazy her. Like I'm with you, sister.
Like I pour shampoo back. I'm like, me too.
Yeah.
conditioner,
Yeah.
full routine.
Yeah. So that's been fucking going
Wait,
on.
that's scary. But I wonder what that is. So if I guess you don't have all the information, but I wonder how long she's been like presenting symptoms.
So our neighbor that has the Ring camera says that she's been fucking with him like the longest. Like this has been ongoing for like a month or two, but it hasn't started like ramping up into until like the past week or so.
I wonder if
just
it's
so
like a
scary.
drug-induced like psychosis situation.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know the actual facts on this, but like someone was saying, or I heard on a podcast the other day, that you most often are diagnosed with schizophrenia like before you're 24. Mm-hmm. So I wonder if she's just always been schizophrenic.
Yeah, and just like was medicated before, and maybe she's off her meds now.
Yeah. Is there? I guess I don't know a lot about it.
Damn,
I don't know why, like, honestly, the schizophrenics follow me. I have another story about my old boss telling me that he was framed for murder, but I'll save that for another day.
At what point is it like, are we attracting the crazies?
I think so.
I just really fear I'm like, because I'm so paranoid. Like it always scares, and it's gotten worse over time in my life, my paranoia. And I don't know if it's all valid or like, am I going to be like that when I'm like way older?
I know. Well, now it's like I'm starting to become her because like now she has me on
Yeah,
edge.
she got-
I'm like going
yes.
to my door, like looking through the peephole, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm becoming her.
Wait, this is like a movie. I feel like somebody
Yeah,
should
in
write
a
about
really
this.
bad way. Jesus.
Scary.
I'm just happy that you're like feeling some sort of sense of like uneasiness about it though, because I had that scary neighbor and I was just like, oh, whatever, let her cook.
And also like Tana knows I'm so the type that it's like I think I'm invincible. I'm never scared of shit. I'm just kind of like whatever.
You both are like that. It's so I'm like so the opposite. It's crazy.
And this is the first time where
I
I've
don't know
like
why.
really been freaked out. So like that's how I know it's kind of severe. Because normally I've just write off. I'm like, whatever. Like after instance number 3, then I'm like, okay.
Especially just when something's
it's a little
ramping
alarming.
up, it's always scary because it's like,
like,
what are
what's
they going to
next?
do next?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. You need to keep like, you need to have one of those brass knuckles.
I know.
You really do need like pepper spray or something. It's ass to have to feel like you have that in your own apartment building. But damn, honestly, anybody watching, please in the comments below if you have any crazy neighbors, can you please share your story? I don't know why, but a crazy neighbor story always gets me going.
Yeah.
I had that one, the crazy one, but then in this building, like that was my old building. In this building, recently I was sitting in bed, or this was last year, but I never talked about it on the podcast because I felt guilty about it. But I was sitting in bed and I heard my door open and I was like, hello? And a guy just answered, hello? And I was like, did you just open my door? And he goes, yeah, sorry, wrong apartment. I go, but how the fuck did your key open? Because I have a fob. And I was
That's the fob lifestyle horrifies me for that reason. I've seen too many movies and
yeah,
shows.
and he was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Well, what he said was, oh, I'm sorry, wrong apartment. And go, hold on, wrong apartment? Or no, he said, my key still works for your apartment. And I said, why the fuck did you just try to use your key on my apartment knowing it's not your apartment? And he goes, oh, no. Like, this used to be my apartment. But like, I had just had this instance with like the other girl who was like low key stalking me. So I was like, I start screaming at him. I'm like, why the fuck are you trying my apartment? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck out. Like, blah, blah. And then I closed the door, and through the door, he's like, I'm so sorry. Like, this used to be my apartment. Like, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I have a key and my boyfriend has a key. I'm going to leave my key here with you so you feel safe. Like, I felt so guilty about it. And he went downstairs and he like, they wrote me a letter from the front and they were like, he really did used to live in this apartment. Like, it was a complete accident.
At least they sent that fucking letter, and that's on the apartment for not
I know,
switching
but I
the
was
keys.
so mean to him that I felt so guilty about it forever. And he brought me, he sent me flowers and he wrote me a letter and he was like, he was like, this is my number, like, blah, blah. And I texted the number and I was like, I am so sorry, like, that I reacted that way. I was just like really paranoid. I told him the story, never responded to me.
But
And I
like,
was ugh.
very valid reaction on your part.
Even the flowers would have me tripped up. I would be like, stop! Leave me alone! Oh my God.
No, but he was also like a nice gay guy too. So it's like, I felt safe around him.
I guess that's true.
But like at the time I couldn't see him. I could only hear him. So it was like a man just walked into my apartment.
Yeah, that's awful.
That's so terrifying.
Okay, speaking of not being safe around a man, as you know, I have been on my like side quest journey of a century lately. I'm back in that era. I feel like I go through phases where I just like, I have a couple months where I've just accidentally said yes to everything and I find myself, you know what I mean, just on the most random side quests of life, right?
Yeah.
And a while ago, an old friend of mine hit me up to be a part of this project, right? and I'm not going to say who, like in hopes to keep the identity of all of this concealed, but I'm sure people will find out. And what I want to say is, if people find out, if you do find out, don't go send hate, because this isn't anyone that you would know's fault. You know what I mean? Like, I really want to, like, the person who I did this project with and for, like, I love so much. So I feel like even guilty, like associating this like with his name and with his whatever. And I've debated telling the story on the podcast all week, but like, I just fucking hate men, and I cannot believe this happened to me. Like, so I'm going to tell it, but it has nothing to do with the person who put on this project. Anyways. So yes, I agreed to this project months ago, and it's one of those things where I'm like, the fans will really love it. Very nostalgic. Like, it's for a niche group of people, but like, I'm going to do it and just like be a good friend and whatever. And then the night before, I get my call time, and it's 9 a.m. downtown Los Angeles. I need to be there full glam. I need to be downtown in Los Angeles at 9 a.m. full glam. That's like an hour away.
There, honestly.
No, I went to bed per usual, just insomnia. I'm always going to go to bed late. I went to bed at like 4 and literally woke up at like 6:30. Like, I got 2.5 hours of sleep. I wake up, I do the glam. We're on our way. And even just in the car, I like can't feel my hands. No. Like, you know, when you're just so fucking, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to be at a 12-hour shoot all day. Like, trying to serve and give and slay and have a personality. And like, I can't feel my hands. And so we get there, and then I'm getting styled, I'm getting dressed. And I always say this, like, are you ever really serving if you're not in a little bit of pain? So per usual, it's just one of those things where I'm like corseted, tits up to my neck, like kitten heel, whole nine. I have to be like running around in all of this. I'm so uncomfortable. It's like 9:30 in the morning. There's all of these other characters there as well. I don't want to like say all the people. Let's just say I walk into like characters screaming, whatnot. I had a YouTuber come up to me and tell me that they're like at 9:30 in the morning, I'm standing there like fully ready, like in a fucking gown. And I'm having a YouTuber tell me that their parent just passed away, and they turned their ashes into marijuana, and then they smoked their parent. And I'm like, it's 9:30 in the morning, and I'm downtown, and this YouTuber is telling me about how they smoked their dead parent. And
is that against the law?
That's like cannibalism.
I don't know, dude.
Way, shape, or form.
And I'm just like, geez Louise, what did I rope myself into, right? And we get to one of these, and again, it's not like negative. I'm still like very happy to be doing this, and like it's very much so for the final product. So I'm like, listen, I might have to suffer today, but like, I'm happy, nostalgic. You know what I mean? Like, I'm happy I'm doing this, whatever, right? And we're in one of those buildings downtown where it's like floors and floors of like different set departments and like sets and stuff. And the set that we're shooting in is underneath the building. It is in the basement of this giant building downtown. So I walk down to shoot. My phone immediately goes on SOS.
Oh,
okay.
no.
It's freezing outside, so it's cold. Of course, I'm dressed like a slut. I feel like this is always happening to me, where someone has me dressed like a slut, and it's fucking wintertime, and then here I am. Like, I'm just physically, and I'm dying. I'm so tired, right? And we start shooting. Eventually, after filming for a while, and again, we're just down in the rickets of this basement, like. And I will say, like, the production was budged. Like, there were 1 million people hired on set, and like a million things going on, all the departments, all the things. Like, I'm very happy to be a part of it again. But even just being on set, I feel like 1 in every like 30 set days that I have, you walk in and the production company is all men from like the rickets of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, I thought someone was coming in my back door.
It's just my neighbor.
It's just like, again, 90% of the time you'll be on a set with all men, and they're all very just like normal, like younger. They're a vibe. They're respectful. Like, even just audio guys putting stuff on you, like they're going to ask you, they're going to make sure you're comfortable, whatever. These men from this production company just weren't giving that. Like, and it was just like very creepy. Like, Like I just the vibes with every interaction I had with every single person. Like just the mic guy, it was like he's not asking me, he's all up in my guts. He's like very weird, like heavy breathing, like complimenting me. Like I do appreciate a compliment, but it's like weird when you're underground in a basement and then men are like, you look so beautiful today, Tana, and they look like a fucking gremlin, and you're like, my phone's on SOS, and like it's just
time and place.
No one's around. Like Paige is upstairs, she can't be with us shooting, so and my phone's on SOS. I'm just like, what the fuck? And so eventually I have a little side quest. Okay, I'm solo from everyone else that I'm filming with, right? And I'm already just like 4 hours into this, and like the energy of the whole thing of like what is being made is also very much not like things that I'm normally doing. Like I'm screaming and I'm running and I'm like physically exerting myself in so many ways that I normally like wouldn't be.
Yeah.
And so I'm just dead. And finally I have a little like side quest, right? And so along with the hired production crew, there's hired actors, right? And all of these hired actors are wearing masks, like scary, like horror nights, like horror actors almost, right? And so I have this little side quest with one of these horror actors, okay? And so I get dragged into a freezer, okay? A meat freezer. There's like things hanging from like the ceiling, like whole nine.
Never that.
And there's a camera on me getting dragged by this man. And then they're like, okay, your next scene is that you're going to be chained to the ceiling. So now I'm fucking standing there getting chained to the ceiling at 11 a.m. downtown in a gown with a corset in a meat freezer with my phone on SOS, and it's 40 degrees. And I'm like, you're lying. You're lying. What do you mean I'm being chained to the ceiling in a meat freezer in a gown right now at 9 a.m. downtown, and this YouTuber just smoked their dead parent? What do you mean? Okay.
And is there evidence and are there photos and can I see them?
Right. I think I do have some photos actually. And so then the camera guy walks away, and now I'm just in this freezer chained to the ceiling with a man in a horror mask, right? And he starts talking to me and he's like, hey, I'm JJ. And I'm all,
Hey.
hi, JJ. I'm Tana. Like literally chained to the ceiling. I'm like, this is fucking kind of creepy. Like now there's no cameras. Like the set, it was huge down there as well. So like the nearest people were like 25, 30 feet away, whatever, right? And this man looks at me, I swear to fucking God, through the mask. I don't know what he looks like. And he looks at me and he says, this is my dream having you chained up.
No.
This is my dream having you chained up.
So I would scream
And
out
then
loud.
he goes, perfect. And I'm so, and then I just look at him and arms, I'm chained up. I'm in a fucking hot pink kitten heel. I'm fucking livid. I turned to him and I go, what the fuck did you just say? And he looks at me and he goes, nothing. Like it was better you didn't hear it anyway. And I'm like, bitch, I heard you.
Wait, what?
I heard you. I'm in this meat freezer. And this man, whatever. And then he's just like laughing and imagine not knowing what someone looks like.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, like, what if he took the mask off and he looked like a Montana boy?
Didn't. Eventually took it off and didn't. That's so
never
fucking
okay,
funny.
by the way. But
All of a sudden, I'm like, my dream too.
Tell me up.
And so then I'm just waiting there, chained to the fucking ceiling with this man. He has like one of those chainsaws, like with the like fucking sound. It's like this whole thing, right? And eventually, I'm freed, right? And I have to go shoot one more fucking thing, okay? And we all go to shoot this scene. And I wish I could just like say the people because it makes it so much fucking funnier. Like I'm gonna bleep this, but like it's me and okay. And so this is my last scene of the day. I'm like, how much worse can this get? And again, just like more creepy interactions with guys. And there's like, I can't express to you the way it looked down there. Like just like random saws and shit strewn about, whatever. I almost trip over a cord and eat shit in my kitten heel. Like I'm freezing. My phone's on. I'm tapped out. And we're finally shooting this last scene. Okay. And I have my hand on another fellow influencer. Okay. I have my hand on her shoulder, and now she's about to get taken away as well by one of these horror actors. Right. Mm-hmm. And I have my hand on her shoulder, and the same guy who came up to me and like said all of that, like he's still, mind you, he's still on set. He's still like doing his thing. He's whatever. He comes up to grab this other influencer away, and I have my hand on her shoulder. Okay. And he's wearing these like big, like mitts, like prosthetic. It's not like human hands. You know what I mean? And he slams his fucking hand hard as fuck on her shoulder, and my hand is on her shoulder, and my pinky inverts. My pinky inverts. Okay, mind you, everyone is screaming because like someone's getting taken away. So now I'm like, like at the top of my lungs because he just broke my pinky. The same man who literally assaulted me in a freezer just broke my pinky, and no one even knows I'm in pain because like everyone else,
because that's what you're supposed to be doing.
everyone is screaming. Everyone thinks that bitch put that on my IMDb. Okay, breaks my and now
I bet it was believable as fuck. I bet you ate in that scene.
girl, I can't even believe like my pinky's just now fine. It's like been a week. I like was in a 10 out of 10 of pain, like still had more shit to shoot, and then now this guy is like apologizing to me, like takes the mask off, mind you, didn't look like a Montana boy, takes the mask off, and then he's like following me around set, like apologizing to me for like breaking my finger, and I'm like, this is my worst nightmare. Like now I'm consoling this man. I'm like, it's okay.
Ugh, she's like spewing real blood. They're like, damn, FX is getting good.
That's like actually like such a scary fear, like getting actually murdered or something on like a murder movie set.
No, it's so crazy. It was just so crazy, and it's just like,
well, I'm sorry, ew.
I
How
just
fucking
left
creepy.
with like, I just like, it was one of those days where I was really like, God, I hate the male species. Like I really left
like,
with this just like extreme frustration and anger and disdain, and it's just so frustrating too because I feel like it's like, you know what I mean? Like everyone else is dressed in their ways, and I know it's very me to have like my tits up and like be all like blonde, like whatever. But like in that environment, it's so awful. Like it was just like I couldn't even fucking believe it. It has nothing to do with the person who put this on. Like obviously he just hired a production company, and like you can't assume 40 out of 40 men are all gonna be not creepy.
In fact,
right?
you
No, I
can't
do.
assume even.
Even that.
Yeah.
And it's like
41 out of 40, they're always gonna be creepy.
Yeah.
it was so not on him, and like I just want to stress that enough, but I could not believe it, and I'm just like really thinking to myself too, like I just couldn't believe it. Like when I was in that freezer chained to the ceiling, and this man is saying like, perfect, I'd love to have you chained up. I was like, oh my God, like what if I just wasn't me? Like what if I just like I feel like I'm very like abrasive and like, you know, like
yeah,
I'm
like
just-
yeah, it's one thing to say that in general, but like you of all people would be like understanding and be like, oh, haha.
You're just
Not
the type
even
to
like-
be like, what the fuck did you just
that's
say to
what
me?
I'm saying. Like I'm confrontational.
And I'm
Oh,
like,
I was saying like you would get the humor.
yeah,
But
no.
he wasn't joking. Like it was not a fucking joke. Like I cannot stress that to you enough. Like his tone, his everything, he was not kidding. And I was like, oh my God, like, you know what I mean? Just like, what if this wasn't me?
Yeah,
And like
then-
I almost like fully like fawned too. Like before I said, what the fuck did you say? I was gonna say nothing. And because I'm chained to the ceiling. I think it was like the environment made it so much scarier. I'm in this freezer. I'm underground. It's cold.
By
I have no
yourself.
service. I'm by myself.
Yeah,
All
no.
these things. And I was like, just like I was just imagining so many things, and it's just so crazy. Like,
Because also, like, if you didn't say that, who's to say, like, he wouldn't have kept going and, like, been even more creepy towards you?
Yeah, like you
thank
got
God-
away with it the first time.
Yeah.
So let me keep
like, thank
going.
God you reprimanded him.
but
Ew,
just
I
like,
fucking hate men.
You should have gotten unchained and smacked him over the head with your stupid fucking
I know.
bullety little finger.
I know. Yeah. So yeah. And then broke my finger. Like of all people, it's just like, are you fucking
Yeah, like
kidding me?
have I not suffered enough?
And like this is just what I get for like the side quests. You know what I mean? Like I just
No,
like
I love your side quest. Don't let a man ruin it for you, because this is fun and exciting for everybody involved except for him, because he's gonna probably get fired, and he should.
Yeah.
he really it just was so crazy to me. Like I just like men on sets, like it's so crazy. Like you're getting paid to come do a job and
Be
then you
a
feel
professional.
and you feel so comfortable to be able to like act like that. Like,
If
that's
men
so
have
nuts.
anything, it's always the fucking audacity.
And once again, like the people putting it on, just like, because obviously also after it happened, I went and like told fucking everyone because I'm also
Yeah, so is that
me.
why he came and apologized to you?
No, he
you think?
broke my finger.
Oh, so he
Like,
knew he broke your
He
finger.
wasn't apologizing for what he said.
Oh, okay.
Like he was only apologizing for like my finger. And then it was so weird too. He just looked at me and he was like, "You need your pinky to hold a hammer." And I was like, "What? Are you gonna kill me later? Like what the fuck
Yeah,
is?"
do you think that was all a part of his plan? Like make sure that you were like suffering, so that
Right.
you couldn't use your hand properly.
Like what? How crazy is that? I just like actually couldn't believe, and I was just like really like, damn.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I wasn't gonna tell the story, but I just feel like it's like if that happened to me in a Hollywood set in 2024, it's just like it's like So scary that people just like that.
It's just so bold though. Like you said though, in 2024, like have we not seen enough of this? Like
have
how
y'all
long
not
are we gonna
learned?
Yeah,
men
like
specifically.
yes, exactly.
Like if I was a man on set, and I would be so overly, even just something as simple as like the mic guy, like immediately just coming up and putting something to my bra instead of asking, like caught me off guard. Cause I'm like so used to men being like, you know, like overly like, is this
yeah, because I feel like
do
there's
you
usually
mind?
like major precautions like taken in a situation like that because of how much has happened.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
no
Like-
one should be left alone with like, yeah, I get it. But I really just, because again, even just the people putting it on were so nice to me and like making sure I was good and like whatever. Like I literally only blame like that awful man. You know what I mean?
Of
And any
course.
awful men that day that were like awful. But like it's no one else's fault. And I
lot
just
of
can't
them
stress that
probably.
enough. But like, geez Louise.
Ugh, ew.
Hate
Death
them all.
to
Anything
men,
else?
all of them, except for Aaron.
Yeah.
Always.
Amish would never.
Ever.
Do you know what I reject?
What?
Gender reveals.
Wait.
Why?
Okay, get
Do
into
tell.
this.
I'm just pissed. Like, and you know what? I'm no, seriously, like, because obviously I'm so happy for any of my friends who are having babies and stuff, but also like a gender reveal. Like, I don't know if I understand it. And maybe I'm just a hater. And maybe when I get pregnant and like want to have children, I'll feel completely differently about it.
Wait.
But right now I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to show up to your baby shower, your gender reveal, your first birthday party, second birthday party. Like,
It is a lot for somebody else's little lint liquor.
So are you saying like the celebration around it, or like when you have a kid, you're gonna wait till you pop it out to see what they are?
no, like the celebrate, like smoke in the sky.
Oh yeah, like I know what you're saying. Fireworks going off.
Like an airplane dropping yeah, you know what I mean? Like I don't like that. Like I want to be like, I love when people do like the little like cake. Like,
I
popping
think
the cake.
it is an intimate moment. Like I feel like if I was having a gender reveal, I wouldn't be like, gather around everybody.
And you
Yeah.
know what it always is? It's the disappointed like man or husband.
But like that would be me. Like not that I don't really have any specific gender that I want, but also like you have to have a feeling, and so like just like being wrong.
But it's always men being so fucking mad and like throwing a tantrum if it's a girl.
Yes.
Which is so sad.
Did you guys see the video of the guy they find out it's a boy and he just fucking freaks out and runs? All his guy friends come and they like hug and they celebrate, and the wife is just nobody goes near the wife, like as if she's completely uninvolved.
Imagine the husband like turning to his boys and being like, fuck yeah, instead of like coming to you and like hugging you and kissing you and celebrating with you.
Like,
It
with
better be me first.
The one cooking his baby, by the way, like
oh no. Those fireworks would be pointed at his head.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's
but
so crazy.
I don't know. I just was thinking about it because I was supposed to go to a gender reveal lately or recently, and I was like I was feeling guilty about not going, but then I was like, you know what? You could have shot me a text.
I've been pitching this for literally ever, but I think all things should be grouped into quarters. Okay. Like once a quarter, everyone who needs to have a gender reveal all at once, everyone goes, whatever.
All
Birthdays,
weddings.
everyone groups in their quarter. And then it's one big birthday. It would be so great.
Kind of the same thing with like weddings. Obviously, you know, me and my college friends and stuff, like everybody's getting married or engaged and stuff. So the amount of like bachelorettes, weddings, like destination, everything like that everyone's expected to go to, and every bride has a bridal shower, engagement party,
Why don't we
bachelorette,
have
like
joint
party?
weddings more? Like I always talk about joint weddings with my friends, and I like mean it. Like I could see myself being like, I'll marry Makoa, and like if one of my other friends is engaged, like
It's like Coachella, like you go to like different stages.
not kidding.
It's like I'm giving birth at Sahara tent. Like
Right.
It's so crazy, and it's such a huge financial undertaking for like everybody
Yeah, like
involved,
budget
like,
cuts.
and to expect everybody to pay all that money to you,
Oh my
or
God.
like for you, like
especially like not even destination weddings, but like my friends back home in Massachusetts, if they're getting like married or it's someone's birthday and it's like I have to pay $500 for a one way to go to your like
yeah.
not you, Nikki, though. I love you, and your wedding was fucking gorgeous.
No, and I love that's the thing.
But anyone else?
I have so much fun with it, and I love doing all of it. But I always think about it, like, because I'm like, damn, like, what if, like, for example, people they get one vacation a year, and now they have to waste it on like someone else's wedding, like that sucks.
I think people just should be more understanding in like all realms of things like that.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
just
think I would
like-
fault for somebody for not being able to attend my wedding. Although now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, wait, I kind of like get upset with people for not coming to my birthday.
I'm at an age now where it's like birthdays and celebrations and anniversaries and Thanksgivings. I don't care. Like, I'm old enough where it's like, if you can't make it to my birthday, I'm not going to be mad or offended. I'm just like, you know what? You have your own shit going. It is what it is. Can't make it to my wedding? All right.
Yeah, I think our friend, you know, Nikki, your friend, who was like also my friend, we never knew. She just made a post about this. It's like a really common thing for people, like when you're having a wedding, like to just not show up. And like a wedding, it's so expensive. Sometimes it's like $1,000 a head, like that you're spending to throw the wedding for the person, and they just don't show up.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you
showing is crazy.
What do you mean?
Like no showing to a wedding, like
you're the bride?
no, like saying you're coming to someone's wedding and then not going.
Because it's like they spend money on like your seat, your meal, your everything.
Yeah, because you pay for everything per person that's there, like the bar, everything. So it can be like some like even at a really like inexpensive wedding, it can be like $1,000 per person that's there.
I remember Trevi like didn't show up to whatever the hell me and Jake did, and like she was supposed to be in the like bridal party, like she was a bridesmaid, and like everyone was so up in arms about that. And I remember Trevi, she like slept through it for like a couple days, and she finally woke up to all the texts of everyone mad, and she was like, y'all are out to lunch. Like, this isn't real. This is like, what the, I'm not, like, fuck you.
Like, what in the
And, like,
TMZ wedding?
She was so ahead of her time. Like, I remember I was like so hurt that Trevi didn't go. It's like, girl, you are lost. You are lost.
Bigger
like,
fish to fry at that time.
Like, you were live streaming that wedding.
yeah, she was there probably.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view.
Like, she was watching on Patreon.
But I remember all of us were sitting around like, ooh. Like, we couldn't believe that Trevi missed it. Like, we were like, how dare you? Like, you're my bridesmaid. It's so funny.
Missing it as a bridesmaid though is pretty crazy.
But like Trevi just
like,
being like, get a fucking grip, y'all. Like, is so real. Like,
I love that. Double down.
she was ahead of her time with that. I'm not gonna lie.
I think I want to have a wedding that's like, I literally want to just have a big party and have everyone show up. And like, I'm wearing a beautiful white dress.
Yeah. I think that's amazing. I'm like, I just want my wedding to be me and my husband or wife, and that's that.
I would love to spend all that money on like a vacation or like a down payment.
Yeah, on a house. Right.
Yeah. I want a destination wedding, but I really do want like a joint. Like, I think it'd be so fun if like 3 of my other friends were getting married, and I want to like normalize that.
This is what I will say about that is like I love it in theory, but it's kind of like what I always tell you about like getting in a plane crash with you. It's like you don't want to get in a plane crash with you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always say like whenever me and Tana are like on a jet, which like funny thing to even say aloud, but like I'm like that I would die if this was the plane that went down, because the headlines would all read Tana, Mongeau, and friends.
Yeah, someone was just saying that the other day. Everyone is always saying that to me. I'm like, no one's gonna die. Like, we're good.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, no one wants to be like the other two having a wedding with Tana, Mongeau, and Makoa.
No one's coming to my Coachella set. No one's coming to my wedding set.
I didn't think about it like that. God damn it. But I just, budget cuts. Weddings are expensive.
Weddings are so expensive, and they're so beautiful, and they're so fun. So I will go to every wedding I get invited to. But
What
I don't
kind of
think
wedding
I'll
do
have
you
I
one.
do love weddings.
Do you want like beach? Do you want Vegas?
I
Do you
think it
want-
depends. I've never thought that much about I was never like a wedding Pinterest board maker, because I always have like every man would have been a completely different scenario, because it's like, you know, you're not going to have the same wedding if like you're dating one person that you would for another. Does that make sense?
I have such a strict vision on my wedding.
Really?
And I'm like, you will conform.
Really?
Yes.
Wait,
yes.
tell me about it.
I want to have a gorgeous chapel. I already see like my gorgeous little dress, and I want to walk down the aisle to video games.
Wait, really? Can you do that? Can you?
What?
No, it's a cathedral. Wait, what can you not get married in if you're not Catholic?
Oh, like a church?
Can you just get married in church and not be religious? Are you religious?
Yeah.
No. I was like, I did my first communion, but I didn't do my confirmation. So it's like I technically can't get married, but like, yes, you can. It's
Really?
24.
You know how many crooked churches there probably are? Slide them a couple
Yeah,
$100.
there's got to be some sort of like
Oh, for sure.
black market.
Because it's like,
And in
deal you
today's
can make.
society, it's like pop tag the chapel.
I'm agnostic.
Right.
I'm still going to get married in a gorgeous little church.
Yeah, churches are just so beautiful.
I think I would literally catch fire if I tried to marry in a church.
I think I need a
The
Vegas
ring
moment.
like wouldn't slide on. It's like,
Like 2 magnets.
I could see you having like a Courtney and Travis like Vegas wedding.
Now that I'm thinking about it, like, you know what, I always feel this way. Like, I just went to a wedding, and every time I leave a wedding, I go home and I get sad. Like, do you know the feeling like when you're a little kid and Christmas is over and you're really sad? Like, my wedding cannot be one day.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's
sometimes
like-
it's like a week. A destination wedding is usually like a week long.
Like, in order, I think, for me to like save it to the hard drive. I need it to be more than one day.
Well, yeah, because that's scary. You ever have a bad day and it just didn't happen, and it's like, oh fuck.
Right. Right.
Also,
In my mood, I'd be waking up pissed as fuck all the time. Like,
no, I would be furious. Imagine waking up the morning after your wedding and you're like, oh, I just spent fucking $200,000 or more.
That's what I'm
Worst
saying.
buyer's remorse of all time.
And now it's all just gone.
And, like, we're just back at our house
so that
in our
fucking
bed?
Susie
Right.
and Sammy can go talk shit about the food you had at your wedding. Like,
Yeah.
Saying that their fucking salmon was dry. Oh, I'd be so mad.
And that happens. And every time I hear it happen, every time I hear someone say anything negative about a wedding, I literally I cringe inside because I'm like, if this happened to me, I would be sick.
I am also so passionate about it just being like, maybe live stream gate really gave me this clarity, but like just being the people closest to me, like that literally,
Yeah.
like fuck Susie and Sammy. Like, you know, I don't want anyone that like it's so crazy.
Same. I'm in a wedding party right now. I'm a bridesmaid with 17 other girls. There's 17
shit. But
bridesmaids,
also me as
which
fuck.
also is so fun though because it's like all our college, like it's like girls I've always.
I don't even know 17 people. Like,
Well, this is our very tight knit sorority.
like blood sisters.
Dead serious.
That's so crazy. This one's honestly like nothing important, but just really fucking weird. My what was I calling him? Greg? My Greg reached out on December 9th, sent me film photos that he took of me at his house. No context, sent the pictures.
Oh, you look amazing.
Thank you.
Wait, where'd you get that dog?
With his crusty dog.
Yeah, that dog looks like it's been
Smells
been
like
somewhere
Fritos.
we
So you
haven't.
love that when a man has a dying dog and you're just like, let me
No,
stop.
he's really. Wait, hold on.
I'm like, no,
Honestly,
please keep
finish your
going.
sentence.
Like, look at the cataracts in his eyes.
Stop. But like, to you, it's the cutest dog ever because you like the boy. You know what's fucked up about LA and the time that film develops? Like,
Oh, yeah. So he reached out. He sent me those on December 9th. I answered like 2 days later because I'm a busy gal. Not really. Just have to like look busy. And I said, wow, I look gorgeous. And he never responded. So it's like, what
Like
the
you,
literal fucking hell?
He probably did that to try to like hook up with you that day, and then he like maybe lost the thought.
I
by the
lost my
time-
window.
you should grid post them with like a really evil caption.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
I want to know who else was on that roll. Like how many girls got photos from that roll alone?
Just me.
It was. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put that in your head.
That's
Just me.
insane. That is really like satanic work. That is satanic work.
I'm sorry that happened to you. You
That's
deserve
okay.
better.
I know.
Perhaps a woman.
BB.
Perhaps BB.
Listen to this diabolical shit. Like,
I love when you laugh like that.
I like you laugh. So I go to shoot a Kevin Lang video. I feel like I fucking told this story.
You said something about Kevin Lang. You said he's really funny and I would like him.
Yeah, I told you that part. Okay. But he does Jubilee style videos, but with stand-up comedians, so it's super funny, whatever. I go to shoot it, and I don't know if I'm allowed to spoil the video, though. Whatever.
You can just give like
We don't have a
yeah.
quick turnaround around.
Yeah, you're right.
on these parts.
The style of this video. So I'm sitting on a panel of judges, right, with like 5 people, and we're all judging. There's 1 girl and there's 5 guys, okay? And the girl continues to talk with each of the 5 guys, and she is in a 7-year-long relationship with one of the 5 guys, okay? Like, and it's our job to figure out who she is actually in this 7-year relationship with, okay? And all of these men are like trying to put this on their IMDb, right? So
Right.
they're like giving it their all. Like,
Oh, so they're trying to make it seem like they're the one.
yes,
Okay.
exactly. And the entire time there's this guy, okay? And he is so, everyone is convinced. Like, and even Kevin Lang, like they're all saying like usually it's a lot more debate. Like, you know what I mean? Like we don't usually know who the person is in these scenarios, like whatever. And everyone is so immediately sure it's this guy, right? And this process takes like an hour and a half. Okay, they're reading old text messages to each other in front of us, like live reading them, so we can like guess who really sent those texts. Each guy is like sharing anecdotes about her, but this one guy is just like, we went to Big Bear in fucking 2014 and we did this and this and this, and like our
Giving
first
the most in-depth, convincing responses you have ever heard.
and
Okay.
like all I don't like her mom because of this, and her dad is like this and all of this, and they have chemistry. Like everyone is so sure it's this guy, and I'm just like cracking jokes and kind of have this hunch that I'm like, damn, like if it's not this guy, like serial killer of the century. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like what's her name's movie? Anna Kendrick.
like just like if this guy is not her boyfriend of 7 years and one of the other guys in this lineup is, like, he just out-boyfriended the boyfriend.
Yeah, I'd be
of
so
7 years.
embarrassed if I was the real one.
Literally, like, if you are able to lie that well on site, then you need to, like, join the fucking...
He sounds hot.
And so eventually we all put in our votes. Everyone is voting for this convincing guy. I'm like, fuck it. I think it's someone else. I vote, whatever. And all the comedians are beefing too. They're like, what the fuck? Like, no, it's obviously this guy, right? Come to find out, it's not this guy. Like, he did the most fascinating, incredible job of, like, lying and acting.
Is she involved in it? Like, she's
Yes.
responding?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And, like, her chemistry with him was crazy. And, like,
They're, like, giggling at each other, like,
But I almost
side-eyeing.
would have found something, like, off about, like...
it was so convincing. I cannot, like, stress it enough. It was so fucking convincing.
This man was, like, lying so well that he should join the CIA. I'm so fucking serious. Like...
And so come to find out, it's not him. And mind you, when we started filming, he said his favorite artist was Tame Impala. He longboarded away.
Oh, no.
Paige was sold. And now she's going on a date with this man.
Paige.
And then I'm like, oh, why are they always bad? Because he's, like, lying diabolically through his fucking teeth in front of me. And I'm like, oh, that's
Or
fine.
maybe all of those things he said were true, but it was another woman he was deeply in love with.
Well, that's also not great. Because
Why?
I've been down that path before.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't recommend it to a
I
friend.
think I've seen
But now he
this
keeps
film
following up with you
before.
via text. Like, I think you should really see it through.
Relentlessly. This man will not stop hitting me up. And
Okay,
honestly,
well,
I love
maybe
it.
give it a second and see how persistent he is, because that might make you not want to see him.
No, I think it's, like, making me, like him more.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm, like, really not engaging with him. But I admire the consistency.
No, that's a serial killer.
Well, proof is in the pudding. I don't know. I'm kind of into it. And, like, I'll stand on his pegs, you know?
What does that mean?
I don't know. Like, he, like, biked away, like, standing on his pegs. Like, I'll, like, sit on his skateboard. He could, like, push me around.
Oh, bless your heart. You know what? Can't event.
I know.
He could end up being, listen to my tone. Let me just stop. You know what?
End up being a really good guy.
I have a story about the paparazzi.
Oh,
and
God.
which team they're on. No, but I really do. But we could save it for the Patreon if you want. We've been kind of cooking over.
I've got, I'm just so happy to be here.
I love this place.
I'm like trying to give them a teaser at the end of the episode. I'm like, the paparazzi in LA have gone too far. More on Patreon.
Dun, dun, dun.
No, but guys, thank you so much for this year of Canceled. I know the next episode that is coming out is with Alex Warren, and this is the last time that we are filming in 2024, and it has been the craziest roller coaster ever, and the craziest year, like, and just all live. The most consistent thing I think was this fucking couch for us, and yeah.
This one specifically.
Honestly, some other couch, but
just sitting down to podcast, and I just appreciate everyone's support through and through, and I'm really, really excited for what 2025 is going to bring. I think that we should start the top of next year with an award show episode, and anything you guys want to see for the future of Canceled next year. Like, I would just love any requests, like any topics, any guests, anything that you want us to do. We're always willing to reinvent, to revamp, to, bring a little spice.
Oh, yeah. Tell them.
To the podcast. Yeah.
Let them know.
We love you guys so much. Happy holidays and Happy New Year. We will see you in 2025.
Love you guys.
That's crazy. 2025.
It is crazy.